Well, hello. I hope we are all having a wonderful day. Couple announcement here. I did finish the USASHE and Ukraine video, and it's supposed to be scheduled originally on I believe to be released June 18 this Wednesday as a premiere. However, I am changing my mind and postponing that for the following Wednesday. Instead, I want to interject this video for a couple of reasons. One, I believe it is about the time where I address certain things about myself, about Orthobro amidst all the Twitter or internet unrest against orthodoxy, and addressed a certain aspect of American culture. Okay. Now, we're going to first dive into the Orthobro issue, and that is going to take up a decent amount of time. I do want to make it clear. Okay, obviously, this is when we say Ortho Bro, everybody think of characters like David Erhan and Jay Dyer. I like to say that I don't know much about David Erhan. I do know that Sam Shamoon hates him, like he hates everybody else. But with Jay, I like Jay. I love Jay, and I've always supported his work. And those of you who don't believe me can go look at the numerous interaction I had with him. Okay, even on his shows. Uh, I appreciate the stuff he does, although yes, he is a bit aggressive and he is harsh. So am I in many cases. Um, but he is doing what must be done to wake people up. Okay. I don't consider Jay Dyer an orthobro, and that might actually surprise you. And in a general sense, there's no definition to the word orthobro. Okay. Now, a person who is not an ecumenist, who don't want to call certain people as their brothers in Christ, are simply people who are holding steadfast to their faith, such as myself. Okay. We're not orthobros. Now, part of the reason why I'm making this video, and I want to so badly um, postpone the Ustache video, is that I'm being accused of being an orthobro. Okay. Now, such as this brother here, again, it's in my comment section, Gree 8. By the way, nothing against him. Nothing against him. I totally understand where he's coming from. Okay. Does your priest know of your internet activity? What about my internet activity do you think it's ortho bro like? Is it the way I talk? Mhm. So let me tell you guys what. So, well, actually, let's look at the post. This is the post I made. This is the post that I'm advertising the Ustache video. Okay. And this is all I said. I said, here we go. Long awaited Ustache Roman Catholic plus Ukrainian video is coming to you next Wednesday. We are going to be talking about a satanic pope and exposing neo ends in Ukraine. This video is going to be very spicy as I will be showing you explicit footage towards the end, which might put me in danger. Enjoy and sub. That's all I said. Okay, maybe the part about a satanic pope. Well, if you think a pope endorsing massacre and explodes when he dies is not a satanic pope, I don't know what else to tell you. Now, this brother down here said, does your priest know of your internet activity? Well, actually, he does, because if you guys look at my other posts, which I'm not going to go back to every single one of my posts, but I did say I literally have interviews with my priests, with multiple priests, and they provide me with these contents. Okay. I don't think anything I've typed here it might be straight, and a little bit aggressive, but I don't know. I don't get. I mean, if you think this is not un-Christ-like, I don't know what to tell you. But anyways, so who really are the Orthobros? Yes, there is no general definition, right? The definition is well, people call Orthobro anybody who who is a quote unquote meanie. That's not accurate. So I'm going to tell you who the Orthobro in the community actually are. Now, these are people who are on Discord daily, including certain quote roll cord blessed apologists and Discord mods from various Discords, including Dyer's Discord, which, by the way, I don't believe Dyer is involved in any of this. Uh, he's too busy of a man. I happen to know many people around him, and I know that he would not be endorsing or leading the charge into the stupid nonsense that I'm about to show you. Okay, so these are Orthobros are sleazy lowlifes that likes to instigate nonsense on the internet with extremely bad faith and disgusting, slimy tactics. Who happens to be either Orthodox, catechumen, or their allies. That is who the Orthodox Orthobro is. Now I can go into slideshow mode, right? So it's a little bit more pleasing to the eye as our slideshow is about to begin. I'm going to show you footages of Orthobro, Orthobroing, okay? Just to demonstrate, and then I want you guys who thinks I'm an Orthobro to watch what I'm about to show you and compare to that to my videos. Yes, I talk harsh. I'm sarcastic. Okay, I'm goofy, right? And sometimes I swear a little bit, and I do repent when I do. In today's video, I will try not to, by the way. Uh, we all have problems we go through, but I want you to compare my videos and the way the words I speak to what the Orthobros do. Okay? Now let's go to this one. This is when a Orthobro decided to reach out to somebody to ask for their personal information. Okay? We have, "Hey, bruv, hello. Who is your priest?" The guy replied, "Why?" "I want to speak to him." And the guy was smart. He said, "Nah, you don't need to harass other people's lives. Remain here on Discord." "Why not? If you haven't done anything wrong and your conduct online is fine. Why do you feel the need to talk to other people's priests about other people's lives?" "Who is your priest?" "Because I want to speak to him about you telling others about false dogma." So this is, from my understanding, it's obviously uh, there was an argument, okay, and the ortho bro or one of them is soy. So one decided to ask the other person of their personal information. Obviously, uh, if you know the other person's priest, you would know a lot of information about the other person. Okay. So, and I will show you very shortly of what they do with these information, which is, by the way, never good faith. They've done this many other times, harassing other people's priests. Um, Here we go. Now, this is unfortunately a not very smart catechumen who decided to give that information to an orthobro. And this is the orthobro decided to send an email to the person's priest and then screenshotted what he sent the person to the orthobro to the catechumen to embarrass him. "Good evening, I think it's Father something something. I was made aware that a catechumen, John, blah, 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 blocked from your parish, has been making some very unorthodox comments on the internet. He has been consistent in his demeanor against baptized Orthodox Christians and is not willing to be humble and learn from people who have higher knowledge than him. I'd like to ask you to help discipline him in matters of faith, as his actions have violated many aspects of orthodoxy. I've attached screenshots of his comments for your review. Thank you." So I don't understand. I don't know how any of you would dare to talk to priests like this. I'd like to ask you to help discipline him. It's like you are disciplining a catechumen. Who gave you the right to discipline a catechumen? Hmm? Well, according to your gang, don't you need a blessing to do that? But from my understanding, that this catechumen actually never returned to church. Okay, they never returned to church after the orthobro screenshotted what they sent to the person's priest. He never returned to church. He went back to his Protestant, whatever. That's from what I know. Okay. Now, these people are total scumbags. I mean, you didn't make stupid mistakes. Well, I don't know. By the way, I have no clue what the context of this is. But have you not made stupid mistakes when you were a catechumen or inquiring? Have you not asked stupid questions? I don't know who is really stupid here because I've seen many catechumens who are very well read and shreds these guys in debates and they just ban the person and start dox the person. But I have no clue what the context of this is, and I don't have the screenshots. But this is what was sent to the priest. Okay, which by the way, he's been totally condescending. It's like he is disciplining the priest, which is total scumminess. Um, and these are the same people, by the way. Next, I'm going to show you guys a short exchange I had with one of the idiots while I was warning someone who asked about Orthobro and who has been experiencing a similar issue. Okay, I was confronted by one of these idiots, and you can see that this is someone who watches, but like a lot of them, they watch Jay Dyer videos and they think they're philosophers, and I have no philosophical training at all. Okay, well I know what it is. Okay, I know basic logic rules, but I'm not training the realm of philosophy. I'm a psychologist. Now let's watch this. Well, okay, here. Well, I like to share this. One Sunday, Metropolitan Anthony Bloom gave a sermon as follows. Last night, a woman with a child came to this church. She was in trousers and with no headscarf. Someone scolded her, she left. I do not know who did that, but I am commending that person to pray for her and her child to the end of his days to God for their salvation. Because of you, she may never go to church again. He turned around, head down, and entered the altar. That was the entire sermon. This is orthodoxy. This action, if that catechumen never came back to the church after you embarrass that person, you should pray for him for the rest of your days. Now, you can totally come here and interpret all these messages as Orthobros having goodwill. Okay? You can do that. But based on the actions of the Orthobro online, you do know. If you have a brain, you would know that none of this is good faith. Okay. So I have this video listed a long time. This is the video from last year. It's unlisted. But we're gonna watch this video together. Okay? Here we go. Well, no, you're not under attack. You don't need to wait. You don't need to. So the context is again, I was speaking to another catechumen about his interaction with Orthobro, and he was asking me certain things that I'm not going to disclose here. And then we have Orthobro scumbag who came in here and said, I'm not Orthobro, but clearly defending Orthobro. And let's hear his logic. Well, no, you're not under attack. You don't need to wait. You don't need to defend yourself because you're not under attack unless you are Orthobros, right? I don't know what that means. Exactly. So why are you having this conversation? Because I hear you bitching and whining. Explain that. Explain that. Because I wasn't talking to you until you came in. Right? Hold on, was I talking to you? Of Israel in the United States. All right, let me mute this guy real quick. Yeah, so was I talking to you? You're in open Discord with me. Well, was I talking to you? And are you able to answer a question? Are you able to answer a question? So who are you talking to your brothers in the church right now? No, I was talking to another person. People who are some people who are not Orthodox. So you're creating. No, I was talking to another person who was Orthodox. So I don't need you to explain to me who I was talking to because you don't know who I was talking to, and you came in here and try to be a part of the conversation, which you're not, and you're making accusations without. And you said it. You said that you don't need to represent yourself. I'm asking you questions and allowing you to speak. Right, and then, but don't you think you need to answer questions too? And this is what they all do. They'll throw everything at you, and you're obligated to do these things. Just like the guy who texted the other guy and asked about blessings. I mean, not blessings. What was it? Your priest's number. Oh, so they have to give you their priest's number, but you don't have to respond with your priest's number. This is how sleazy they are.
Question. Do you understand that this is mutual? If you're asking me to represent my position, you need to tell me your position. Yeah.
Position, are we having a debate or are we talking?
I mean, you seem like that you're wanting a debate. Because you're asking me a lot of questions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you answered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm willing to talk about this.
Okay, but somewhere you're unwilling to take responsibility for your action.
So do you understand that if I did something wrong, I can take responsibility? I can't take responsibility for stuff I didn't do.
Why not?
You guys not so why can't I take responsibility for things I didn't do? That's how this is the mental level. Like once you question them, once they can't play what's your epistemic principle, bro? Once they can't play that game, they immediately know nothing about logic. You can tell. Let's listen to that again. Let's listen to this. Here we
If
go.
I did something wrong, I can take responsibility. I can't take responsibility for stuff I didn't do.
Why not?
Are you stupid? Why would I take responsibility for mistakes I have never made? Are you this stupid?
Do you need me to tell you what Jesus did for you?
No.
No? Good. So do it.
Do what? No. Wait. For what? For what? Whoa. For what?
For what?
For what?
For what others have done unto you that you feel like was done to you. Forgive them and just move on.
I mean, I do forgive them. That's why I leave. I said, I don't want to deal with you. But I'm warning other people about this situation. You understand that?
Yeah.
You understand English?
Mm-hmm.
We good?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you warning them about?
Did you not hear, do you pay attention to conversations you have with people?
So you have an idea in your head of who
it's not an idea. I have screenshots of this thing happening. I'm telling people to be careful of these people because they're not genuine.
Oh, okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So are we done?
Yeah. You're creating division.
So wait a minute. So I'm over here, I'm creating division for warning people not to associate with scumbags. So because I am in the same religion as somebody, even if they're scumbags, I can't warn people about it. Okay. And these are the people who cries every day about certain patriarchs being liberal. Total stupid.
It,
What does that have to do with me?
What does that have to do with me then?
Mm-hmm. You need me to pull some proverbs for you?
No. That's just.
Oh, now he's running the scriptures.
Question.
It is begging the question.
Do you know what that means?
Do you know what that means? It means you're not answering the question.
Mm-hmm. Are we in third grade now?
Apparently, it appears like you are, and you're trying to defend Orthobros, and you won't say that you are. I will respect you if you actually say you are Orthobros. I will at least respect you.
You would respect me if I identify with a group that you don't like, and
Yeah, so no, I would respect you if you would if you would be honest and say, "No, I'm pissed off. I'm mad because you're talking shit on my cult." Because you're clearly defending it and you're angry at the fact that I'm exposing it.
I didn't say I don't like Orthobros. I said I don't deal with it, but you seem to be defending that group. So
yeah, I don't do identity politics, my friend.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh, that's good for you. I'm glad to hear that.
Okay. So
Okay.
you have an attachment.
To what?
An attachment
To what?
to something, to some idea.
Uh, how?
You're getting upset.
I'm not upset.
What is 9 plus 10?
So, but this is the average IQ of the Orthobro, who watches like two Jay Dyer streams and thinks they're some sort of philosopher. Anyways, I think this is it for Orthobros, right? All right. Next, we're going to go into American culture. But before that, so consider these things. These are the Orthobros. Okay. I've done nothing like that. In fact, if anybody's got issues with me, my name is up here. It's Will. Literally Will. Okay. So, um, look, if you have a problem with me, I live in Southern California. If you ever come down here, I will go and meet you. Let's talk about it. I will meet at my parish if you want, if you're scared. Okay. I'm willing to meet you. And I literally give out my personal email to people in the comment sections. You think I'm afraid of you cunts? Come on. So if you have a problem with me doing what I do, let's meet. You want to know my priest? Say, go ahead and email me or comment in the comment section with your priest's contact, and let's do it. Come and meet me, bro. I mean, all of the I've met people who are a part of this, and they're extremely effeminate. You can hear it in their voice too. Okay, they're on Discord 24/7. So, but with that being said, I don't want to address this topic again. And I do have additional screenshots of other behaviors they have done, okay, which includes personal detail. So I like this to be the first, or actually the second, or maybe even the third, but I do want this to be the last time that I ever have to address this. Okay. Compare all of you who are crying about me not being Christ-like because I talk in a very aggressive tone. Compare my actions, at least like you can disagree with my tone, the way I say things, but I act as what I am. I don't even hide my name. And if you guys actually go back far enough, you'll find my face. I don't hide anything. So compare my actions being a guy who takes on stuff to these sleazebacks. These, excuse me, these guys. Compare my actions to them. This is Orthobro. I'm not Orthobro. Most people you're accusing of Orthobro are not Orthobro. It's a small group of sleazy scumbags who unfortunately are Orthodox. Okay? So, anyways, let's move the heck on. Here's the main topic today. America. Okay, American culture. Okay, people are saying, especially from the conservative side, that also, before I go any further, okay, so about my channel. Again, most of you know, but for those of you who don't know, my channel originally started just for me to post some political stuff and game reviews, but job kind of got me pinned down, and then I became Orthodox and started making religious videos. And if you guys watch some of my earliest videos, I swear a lot in those videos, and I'm not going to take any one of them down. Okay, I had anger issues back then. I still do. I'm trying to fight it. Okay, pray for me. I'm trying to fight it. But if you guys watch my earlier video, those are some of those videos are me when I was a catechumen. Okay, and not all of them are. I think I did well in all of them, but not all of them are conducted in a good manner. But I'm never going to take those videos down. Okay, they don't generate me any views, but I'm not going to take those videos down. Why? Because it humbles me every day. Okay, so but anyways, um, I do. So obviously, most of you know that I've never been a Roman Catholic. I've never been a groiper, and then this name is just for shits and giggles. So I might have to, if I'm continuing this path of trying to provide mainstream content or semi-mainstream political content, I might change the Orthodox Groyper name. It's not due to anybody pressuring me. It's due to the fact that I might have to have mainstream personnel, such as even priests, being interviewed. Some not even on my channel, but I don't. If I'm going to do that, I have to do that in a formal, respected way. Okay, that is why I could potentially do that. But again, none of my content is going to be affected by that. Anyways, let's get into it. American culture under attack. Okay, are we under attack? I don't think so. Now, all the conservative soy men are going to tell you that we are under attack. My argument here is that we're not under attack because everything that has happened to us, that all these things that they're considered being under attack, we are the direct creators and cause to that. So I don't think we're under attack. Okay. Whether it's someone who's illegal, or illegal, whether it's the left and the right, I don't think we're under attack by it. Okay. Because let's say this, if you're on the left, you'll say the right is attacking you. If you're on the right, you'll say the left is attacking you. Okay. Now that's a paradigm issue. Neither side have good justification. And neither side are tolerated by the American Constitution. Well, both sides, excuse me, both sides are tolerated by the American Constitution, are a product of that. So attack cancels out attack, in my opinion. So we're not under attack. Now, what is American culture? So in this video, I'm going to address every aspect of the right, from mainstream right to alt-right. Now, you would obviously, to those of you who watch my video, I'm not any sort of liberal. Uh, I'm very orthodox minded, right? You could call me a conservative, but I don't label myself that because I don't really associate with either group of conservatives. Now, are we white Christians? Is that what the nation value is built on? Well, we know that's bullshit because, excuse my language, I did say I will try not to swear, that we did say that I did say that. Well, some people say that we're the alt-right says we're white Christians, but we do know that white is not Christian. Okay, so in fact, if you look in white culture, traditional white culture is all pagan. Okay, and is it just Christian? No, there's no such thing as generic Christianity, and all of pretty much every sect conflicts drastically in terms of culture and philosophy. Okay, there's no such thing as generic Christian. So we know that white is not Christian. And well, if you're going to say that, what white Christians are you referring to? Now, if we look at the founding fathers, there's I think there's one Catholic, I forgot his name, but we have Samuel Adam, who is a devout, hardcore 5-point Calvinist. Okay, is that the type of Christian we're referring to? That type of white Christian? Is it Catholic white Christian? Is it Orthodox white Christian? What is it? Hmm? It's because it's not defined and it's never reflected in U.S. history. Is it Episcopalian? The Episcopals, excuse me. Those? I mean, that drastically contrasts with the Calvinist God, right? I think we all would agree, even Protestants would agree that the Calvinist God is drastically different. And so, what Christian? Christians don't believe in the same type of God. Now, you could argue that in the Constitution, it does say that these rights are given by a so-called God, which was never actually defined. And but the reason why I say that is that the ideals of that God is not actually implemented. Now you could say, oh, those rights are the ideals God. Well, you can't justify that actually as majority Protestants. Okay. Um, but not so. But if we look at certain fathers, right? We have Thomas Jefferson, who's a deist. Okay, so are you talking about the deist perception of God versus Calvinist perception of God? Because those things are not compatible. If you have any knowledge on history and doctrine. So what God are we really talking about? Okay, what did the fathers fought for? Now, uh, people, especially conservatives and well, liberal, both conservative and liberals will come out and say, well, they fought for freedom. Well, I think you're only half right. So the number one thing they fought for is money, right? The right to their money, their wealth, their ownership of land. That's what they fought for. The freedom that they quote fought for are what? Freedom from the church, the institution of God. Freedom of speech and thought. Okay? Freedom of morality. That's what they fought for. And we got it. We have it. We have it today. We have all of those things today. Okay? We're not under attack. So, what is American Christian culture? What is this Christian nationalist culture that we're trying to, that people like Matt Walsh, Michael Knowles, even our side, Andrew Wilson, is trying to push this idea of Christian nationalism? Okay, what is this? Because we see that in history, there's never a manifestation of any sort of collective morality or doctrine in terms of in terms of the Christian side of this culture. There's never been that. You could argue that there's settlements, small groups that had certain reflections, but there's never a general reflection of that. So what is this so-called American Christian culture? My answer, what I think it is, from listening to the influencers who are pushing this modern idea that was created, is that their perception of Christian American culture is the image you see from 80s and 90s sitcoms. That's all it is. Okay. Nothing else. It's a delusion. And if you see the people who are pushing all this, not people who are supporting like the young idiots, people who are pushing this stuff, they're all in their 30s and 40s, which makes sense, right? And here we go. Let's move on. So let's talk about the trad movement. Okay, we got trad movement on both sides. We have trad movement on the left side, which we have Nala, who converted to Christianity and acts does not act like one. Uh, I mean, I don't know what you guys think about this, but I don't know about Christian women posting pictures like this on the internet. And we have her keeping her OnlyFans up. Now, a lot of the simps will come in the comment section and say, "Well, the OnlyFans has to stay up." Okay, so it's a policy. Yeah, but you can take down the videos, and she's not. She's done none of that. Okay, and we have all these P stars leaving Christianity, and if you guys ever follow there, actually Andrew debated many of them on whatever podcast. Okay, they behave just like how they would behave. There's nothing trad about it. And here's a great example for you guys. Is it trad? Okay, from porn star, excuse me, P star to pastor. From P star to pastor, this NY women turn her life around. Okay, so now we have P stars, ex P stars, women as pastors. That's really freaking trad, by the way. There you go. This is as trad as the left will ever go. Okay. Then on the right, we have MAGA, Make America Great Again. Okay. So as the left is getting more extreme, which also is tied by the right allowing organizations such as APAC and certain ethnic influence, yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about, into being promoted within Western society. So what is MAGA? Okay, Make America Great Again. So the slogan is that peace through strength. For those of you who think Trump is smart for saying that and he's some sort of opposition, and by this time you're still not woken up, I'm pretty sure peace through strength is the slogan of Reagan, who is a infamous neocon. Okay, so if you think neocons are America first, I don't know what to tell you. So this is really what MAGA is, and this is what Charlie Kirk goes on campus promoting to these teens. And they're so lost. Young men are so lost in life in America that when they see these leaders that are promoting some sort of uh, um, inflammatory ideology, that by supporting it they somehow make the left rage, which does happen. They like that feeling. Okay, so he's deceiving all these idiots, and also pushing APAC values such as Christian Zionism. Charlie Kirk is a also an infamous what they call Hagiite, a dispensationalist Christian Zionist, which is totally so. Is this white culture? Is this white Christian culture? Is this Christian culture? American Christian culture, and you Catholics and Orthodox supporting this crap. This is what it is. Zionism, really? Okay. And by the way, to today, I'll let you guys know this. Charlie Kirk does not disclose the uh, the full donor list, or not barely any donors of his organization. So for Turning Point USA, we don't know who's donating. Okay, we don't know where they get all the funding, and I'm telling you guys right now, it's APAC related or Fruit Squeeze related. But he will not disclose any of that. And this is what we have from the mainstream right. And he also endorses homosexuals. Okay, here we go. People say this is a Groiper Fuentes person, but I don't know. I know he's a Catholic, but he's confronting Charlie Kirk and his gay friend.
Political control. It's a form of political control. And you have multiple times advocated on behalf of accepting homosexuality, accepting homosexual acts as normative in the conservative movement. How does anal sex help us win the culture war? I'm going to let the gay man answer.
Wait a minute. So can I ask you a question? Can you have the balls to ask the gay man on the stage that?
Oh, the question is not to a gay man. The question is to the person who endorses the gay man. Why is he endorsing your open homosexual behaviors? That's the question. So that's why he's not. He doesn't care about you. You are what you are. You do what you do. The question is, why is a so-called conservative who is trying to fight the culture war endorsing it?
Question and don't. So ask me that question. I will answer you that question.
How does
By the way, this clip is on my YouTube channel. You guys can go look at it, but I'm not going to play the whole thing. But this is why the conservatives will always lose because of people like Charlie Kirk, okay, and this so-called mainstream conservative um, movement is because you. So what is the left doing, folks? Okay, the left is doing a few things. They are adapting, right? They definitely are adapting, and they're leading. Okay, they're leading all the progressive nonsense, and they're adapting to the technology, to the means that they can do these things in the time that they think that are most effective. What are the conservatives doing? They're doing exactly what you're seeing in this video, and in many instances. Okay, they're adapting to this to accommodate the libs, the left. Okay, we're adapting the homosexuals. That's what we're doing. That's why you're always going to lose. Okay, but we're gonna get into that in a little bit.
political control?
But we have the Kirkians who are total zombies. Okay, every time you hear so you know what's really funny is that they go when someone raises a Palestinian flag, they go and literally, I mean, they don't even attack the flag. They attack. They're saying they're laugh. They start to laugh at victims who are actually not related to the war being killed. And then when and they themselves, who claim to be America first, raise Israel flags on the state on the streets of America. Yes, you have the freedom of expression. This is exactly what I'm talking about. But none of that is regulated by anything. You say there's a God. Saying something doesn't mean something is. That's a circle, and it's totally arbitrary. Saying that there's a God that gave you this right, you haven't demonstrated it. Constitution did not demonstrate that. This is what it leads to. Now the left don't get to raise Palestinian flags, but the right gets, and it's wrong to raise Palestinian flags, gay flags, and Mexican flags, but it's not wrong for the right to raise Israel flags. There you go. That's the hypocrisy. And people think this is Christian. Now, I want to talk about this symptom, which is starting to manifest on the right, which I'm not surprised because all these plumbers and blue collar idiots with 80 below 80 IQ or something. By the way, absolutely no disrespect on blue collar folks. I love you guys, and I'm actually partially blue collar as well. But I'm seeing this. I'm not going to say this individual's name because I'm not going to give her any more clout than they deserve. But so went on Piers Morgan's and think it's funny to tell people that she say the N word. Okay. And obviously, we have a leftist that freaked out, and Piers Morgan, who is a classic person. Okay, he's actually a credo Christian in a certain way, and he did not like the idea of somebody being so dismodest. And we know Piers, he has his political ideology, but he knows to spot dismodest behaviors. And that's really what he called her out on. So you called a child the N word. Okay. And this is a person, obviously a white nationalist. And what's interesting is he's promoting so-called white Christian culture. And she has a kid who people are saying are not fully white. And she's a single mother. Her kid is born out of wedlock, which is absolutely goofy and funny. So, and totally hypocritical. Okay. So, uh, we see the white Christian culture manifesting here, right? Which is total stupid, by the way. And what's funny, if you guys go on the comment section here, you'll see that you see a ton of conservatives endorsing her. Oh, you did the right thing by speaking your mind. Yeah, by the way, I support everybody saying whatever the hell you want to say. Okay? I'm not white. You can say the most horrendous things you want to me. And you think I care. You guys watch my videos, you think I care, right? But uh yes, you can say whatever the heck you want. It's protected by the Constitution. So can the left. They can say the horrendous stuff that's traitorous, that allows illegal immigrants to stay here, raise their flag. They can do that too. They don't see that that's the issue. It's the prior issue. They think it's just the other side existing that's the issue, which is literally allowed by the Constitution and created by the Constitution. I mean, we look at the Constitution and what the fathers fought for, which is wealth and their how do you say it? And their ideology, whatever they want. They fought for freedom in that sense. Okay, now you have it. You have well, all these people. We'll talk about it in the next slide, but this is absolutely stupid. And all these people are down in the comment section defending this childish uh, creature. Okay. So my question to all those people is that is this really all you have left as quote conservatives? And not and most of those people aren't even alt right. They're just mainstream right. So is this how low you are? Are you this low to praise a person that's this stupid uh, as some sort of hero? And this is their hero for speaking their mind. What happened to Western, whatever the hell that means, Western white Christian culture. Is this what it is? Again, not disputing that you can say whatever you want. It's protected by the Constitution. I respect it. I love that. But uh, what happened to morality? Does a Christian, and she justified it by saying, well, the kid is being annoying. So I called the kid the N word. So do we not, so is that Christian morality to talk to kids like that? That's grand. So sure, you can also be racist too. But is that your morality? White Christian, is that the white Christian morality? It sounds more like pagan ideology actually, because the pagans probably do that. That sounds very much like white Christian ideology, right? So there's no such. So what happened to morals? There's no morals in Christianity, and those of you who are Orthodox and Catholic knows that the priest, even the Mormons, don't care about children crying and being total doofus in church. Why? Christ says, "Bring me the children; they're innocent." But again, we this is that's not actual Christianity. White Christianity is okay. So, but you know what's funny is this position is so stupid that you can easily debunk it, right? Two ways. One, so people like me who you guys can tell are extremely devout Christians. So and happens not to be white. You can. Why don't you just kick? So we will all pack up our shit and leave. And unfortunately, what you will find is that you will pretty much be dealing with the same thing, and even worse, because who's pushing all this stuff? What is the cost of all this stuff? Is the freedom that's listed in the Constitution. You're still going to have to deal with the whites who are lefties. Got it? So we all leave. It's not going to solve your problem. Now, if I mean the whole point is that you're going to Trader Joe's and no longer seeing white grandmas, you're seeing a bunch of Mexicans. That's the entire fuss. Okay? Uh, to be honest, I don't like that. I don't like people speaking another language in my country, but again, we created it. There's nothing to complain about. This is exactly what we allowed. Okay. So that's one. Two, when these dumb apes ever say that, oh, white, white, white. So my question would be, would you rather marry a white Muslim or a Mexican Christian Catholic? What's the answer? And if they answer either way, it's self-defeating because, well, if I choose the white Muslim, then you abolish the white Christian, the Christian part, right? And he's going to beat you every day, which you will not like. And well, if you say the Mexican Christian, then you abolish the white part. Okay, so it's self-defeating. There's no when you test their positions in depth like that, white Christian, you test that, it's not going to hold up under critical examination. Anyways, let's move on. Then we have the what I call the conserve victims and white victims, white pride worldwide. These people who literally think they're under attack, and they think the fruit squeezes are behind it. Okay, so they know, but who received the fruit squeeze money? Okay, so there's a site called Track APAC, which I listed in a previous video. Look at your congressman. Who allowed them to push their ideology? I mean, all the whatever trans, homo, who allowed that? It wasn't the Jews. The future of conservatism, it's always going to lose. Like I listed. Okay. It's a few obvious reasons, like I listed above. One is that all you're doing is you're adapting to what the lib is doing. So you're always behind. Okay, you're always behind. You're never going to achieve anything serious. Two, there is a identity crisis within the conservative sphere. which I find to be very bizarre. Okay, now I'm going to explain to you guys why. And uh, this is really the core of this video. Okay, so what is conservatism and what is Americanism? Well, what is all this crap? Okay, so there's never an actual explanation to any of this. If you look at what's going on, you have ideologies being pushed on the left and the right, and people who, in the history of America, people who are left turns right, who are right turns left once they feel that their ideologies are being violated. Okay, but neither side will ever actually represent the person, right? Such as we see classical liberals turning conservative. Uh, I'll give you guys an example. Well, they don't like all the gay trans stuff, but they turn conservative to MAGA. Well, MAGA supports Israel. They also don't like that. But lesser of two evil. That's the funniest statement. This entire country is lesser of two evil, and people here are programmed to be stuck in this loop. They're programmed to be in it. So one side's back, where I'm gonna ignore all the bad shit the other side does and just go to them. That's the pathetic trap and circle that people in this country gets looped in. This is why I don't bother voting because I don't participate in that sort of um, circuit. And all the ideals from both sides, if you guys look in history, it's just pick and choose. Okay, same thing as the modern conservative movement. It's pick and choose. I want this out of this period, and I want this out of this period. But I'm trying to conserve something, which is a bunch of shit I just made up. Okay, what are you conserving? That's the problem. You don't actually have anything to conserve, and you don't know what to conserve. You think there's something. You think the sitcom shit is the stuff you should be conserving, but I don't know about that. You don't have anything to conserve. What ideology are you conserving that's laid out by the founding fathers? Yeah, you could agree with the right, but none of those things are inherently justified. Which God? We can plug in any God, right? Theoretically, yes. Okay. So, what really, really is bizarre in the West is that this idea being okay to have a government that will never, ever accurately represent what its people think. This seems to be favored in the West, which is a bizarre idea to never, ever be able to have your people as a collective, as a to have a collective culture and to be correctly and collectively and accurately represented. It's impossible. People in the West will never be accurately represented. Why? Because of liberal democracy. Everything's allowed. Who do you think allowed illegal people to come in and become citizens? To be honest, it was the Constitution. Okay? Freedom of morality, freedom of uh, decency, freedom of speech, thought, all of these vile things could have been shot down if at least, obviously, I'm not saying that there are going to be governments that fully, or people that fully agree with government, but there has to be a government that accurately represent the basic moral ideals of the people, which in the West we never had. Well, in contemporary ages in the past 300 years, we never had that. Okay. And this idea of never ever being accurately represented is in many ways favored and praised in the West. And we try to push this idea onto people from other places with a complete reverse ideology, yes, it's monarchy. But the thing is, you have not justified why democracy is a superior system. You haven't done that. Your argument is came from a fully sectarian aspect, secular humanist aspect. That's it. Because of human well-being, we need to implement democracy. Well, the entire thing is premised on the fallacy of consensus. Okay? Do you not realize that, well, if democracy is the case, then whoever can control the minds of the people wins. That's all I have to do. I just got to, whoever's got the most money that can convince the most people by either propaganda, news, or buying off people wins. Is that still democracy? No. That's worse than living under a monarchy where you're literally being socially engineered. That includes your morality, your soul, and your ideology. Is democracy actually better than monarchy or a theocracy? Think about it. Okay. I don't think so. I think it's got tremendous problems. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, all of this, all the things that you're accused, oh, we're being attacked by Mexicans, oh, all this good stuff, this is the root of it. It's money. The founding fathers fought for the money. Okay? Money, wealth, land, and their ideologies being pushed. And they got it. The same ideology flows to today. You allow money to drive everything. It's capitalism, bro. It's so good. Obviously, I'm not a communist being Orthodox, but is it though? Money, apex funding United States senators to push their ideology, leftist organizations funding governments. Is that, I mean, what exactly about that is white and Christian? I mean, is that what you define white and Christian as? So that's something that people need to start thinking about. And instead of trying to conserve something that you make up and that you piece together as some sort of ideal, which you also actually accuse the left of doing, maybe, maybe you should actually look to the future on something that you can build and keep instead of trying to conserve something that really never existed. Okay. Now, because of the first section of this video, I will probably be attacked by Orthobro bots. Okay, but that's okay. Again, any of you have any problems with anything I say, you are welcome to contact me in the comment section, in which I will give you ways to contact me. And let's just go at it. I would love to meet some of you or to have a in-depth conversation with you. So if you're one of those people who have issues with me, you can go ahead and reach out, and we'll even literally, well, I will meet you if you want. Anyways, I hope everybody have a blessed Wednesday. I know you guys are watching this on a Wednesday, and the following week you will have the Ustache video, like I promised, and that video will be extremely spicy as I will be showing you explicit content that you will not see on YouTube, which might put my account on a red, what do they call it? On a red note, right? But God bless.